So, hi there everybody, great to be with you all again, lovely to see you. So, the next stream will be on Thursday, which will be the 28th of November at 3:30 p.m. UK time. So, it's lovely to see you all again. And let's see. So, hi to Julia, hi to Oksana, hi to Ronan, hi to Sergey, and hi to Manisko as well. And hi to Oksana. So let's continue. We were doing this article about the proposed link between lead in our environment from petrol and violent crime. Hi Alex. So all you've got to do is find the word that goes in the gap, and here's the first question. No, almost. And paste. Yes, and it even fits. Lead theorists say that doesn't matter because the problem is common, general, normal, prevailing, mainstream criminologists and policymakers who can't think outside the box. So I think this is about the validity of the link between the two, whether there is causality or not. So lead theorists say that doesn't matter because the big problem is common criminologists, general criminologists and policymakers, normal criminologists and policymakers. Well, let me show you the previous sentence. So why isn't this theory universally accepted? Well, it remains a theory because nobody could ever voluntarily poison thousands of children to see whether they became criminals in later life. Lead theorists say that doesn't matter because the big problem is common, general, normal, prevailing, mainstream criminologists and policymakers. Yeah, who can't think outside the box. Okay, so let's see, this is interesting. Sergey goes for common, Oksana goes for common, or maybe prevailing. Prevailing for Julia, Alex is going for mainstream. Yeah, the problem is people who can't think. Exactly. Common for VK. Mainstream for Oksana. Okay, common means normal, what you find everywhere. Common as opposed to special. This flower is very common. General criminologists. Hello Nadia. And hello VK as well. Normal, okay, as opposed to abnormal. Prevailing, the most popular. The one where there are the most number. And mainstream. So if you call these criminologists common, you're saying they are ordinary. They're they're nothing special. Julia's gone for mainstream. Common, says Nadia. No, common. If it's only common ones, then it's uncommon ones, the special ones. Okay, this type of thing is very common. It's very common to see coffee bars in railway stations. Mainstream for the bug bender. Common as muck. Thank you, Alex. Okay, mainstream. Well done, bug bender. The answer is mainstream. This is the thing that most. The core idea of something. Mainstream theory as opposed to something that's off the side. Mainstream. mainstream taste, mainstream music. Okay, so mainstream criminologists, they can't think outside the box. But Roger Matthews, Professor of Criminology at the University of Kent, rejects that. He says supporters of the theory completely neglect, lose, miss, lack, skip the point. So, we're already getting some answers with this. Okay, this one looks like it's going to be easy. Hello, Stella de Matino. Great to have you. So, miss the point for Oksana, for Sergey, for Alex, for VK, for Stella, for Bugbender, for Julia, and for Nadia. To miss the point, this is a collocation. Neglect the point. To neglect is not to look after. This house is very neglected. Lose. Where did I put it? I've lost it. I've lost my keys. Lack. Not to have. Hello there from Italy. Lovely to have you, Stella. And skip. I think to skip is to deliberately jump over. No, it's miss the point. Definitely. They miss the point. Miss the mark. Slightly different meaning, but yes, you missed the mark. Buongiorno. Yes. Okay, damn it. That's better. So, hello, Thomas Beckett. Okay, I don't see the connect, link, join, liaison. He says, if lead causes some sort of effect, why should these effects be criminal? So, link for Oksana and Sergey, link for Julia. Connection. I don't see the connection. VK says link, and Alex says link as well. Link says Nadia. Okay. A liaison is either a relationship between two people, or linking, somebody who acts as liaison between head office and the smaller offices round the country. So I don't see the link, very definitely. I don't see the link, the way that these two things are connected. And why is it criminal? The things that push people into crime are very different kinds of phenomena, not in the nature, temperament, quality, style, order, connection. Yeah, I don't see the connection. It works perfectly well, Oksana. Yeah, definitely. Connection is perfectly good. The things that push people into crime are very different kinds of phenomena, not in the nature, temperament, quality, style, order of their brain tissue. So he's saying that environmental factors such as the way people live, poverty, psychological factors, okay, so VK's put order, the order of their brain tissue, but your brain tissue is ordered at birth, to put in order. Hi there, Wolfman, lovely to see you. Order doesn't work, VK. It's going to be nature. In the nature of their brain tissue, the temperament is how you react, your emotional temperament. The quality, if it's good quality or bad quality. The style. No, the order. It's the nature, yeah? In the nature, in how it is. Okay, if it's infected, if it's polluted with lead or not. So, as Julia says, hit the like button. Guillaume, welcome, lovely to have you. The problem about the theory the chemical compounds found in the tissue. Chemical compounds found in the tissue. The problem about the theory is that a lot of these researchers are not distantly, remotely, slightly, casually interested or cued into, connected to the kinds of things in the mainstream. Hey, you can tell Saskatoon has led by our shiny teeth. Chemical composition of the brain tissue. That sounds very nice, Alex. So, remotely for Oksana. Hi there, Nina, who goes for remotely as well. Slightly for Stella. Slightly for Nadia. Slightly for VK. Remotely for Alex. Slightly for Julia. Okay, let's look at these then. They're not distantly interested. Doesn't work at all. Casually. Casual. It's not right here. Okay, let's look at this word slightly. Thomas Beckett goes for remotely. Well done. Hey, hi Alexander, great to have you. Doesn't matter, we've still got another 20 minutes to go. So if you say they're not slightly interested, not slightly means not a little bit, which means very. Remotely for Alexander as well. So I'm not slightly interested in this, I'm very interested in it. Yeah, I'm not a little bit against this. I'm very against it. Not remotely interested. This is a collocation as well. I'm not remotely interested, not in the smallest bit interested in this. Not marginally. It has to be remotely. Exactly. Not is the key. There has been a long history of people trying to link anatomy, biology, zoology, taxidermy to crime. That some people have their eyes too close together, or an extra chromosome, or whatever. Hi Chaya, lovely to see you. So we've had anatomy for Oksana and Chaya and Alexander. There's been a long history of people trying to link anatomy to crime, biology to crime, zoology to crime, taxidermy to crime. Anatomy for Julia, anatomy for Nadia, anatomy for Thomas Beckett, anatomy for VK, anatomy for Stella, physiognomy. I like that word, physiognomy. Alex goes for biology. Nina goes for biology. Okay, yeah, taxidermy, phrenology for White Stripes, lovely to see you. So taxidermy, Nadia, is where you take the body of a dead animal and you stuff it. Chromosomes don't have anything to do with anatomy. Phrenology, but phrenology is I think the bumps on your head. Yeah, where the different bits are. taxidermy is stuffing animals. I catch a huge fish and I take it to the taxidermist and I give it to him, and he uses the skin and recreates the animal. Or for example, you see the head of a bear on the wall. That is taxidermy. A taxidermist stuffs animals. Good. Phrenology would be best. Oksana says biology is too general. Okay, so zoology is about animals. Zoology is about all different types of animals. Anatomy is parts of the body. But biology, this is talking about biology, and biology is the right answer. Okay, that one was fun. Whoops. Let me put that back. Biology. Yeah, so a link between the biology and crime. They did try with. I agree that anatomy would work. They were disproved, yeah, but it's actually biology. Yeah, there's some biological thing, and this stuff gets disproved and disproved, but it keeps popping up. It's like a bad cent, coin, sixpence, penny, shilling. Okay, good. I'm glad you see it's biology. It's a better answer. It's a much better answer. If your eyes are too close together, I guess that's anatomy. Anatomy would work, yes, especially taking into consideration it's been disproved. Absolutely. So this stuff gets disproved and disproved, but it keeps popping up like a bad cent, coin, sixpence, penny, shilling. So we've got penny from Nina and shilling from VK. Penny from Alex. Penny from Oksana. Penny from Sergey. Penny from Julia. Penny, but his answer's intuitive. Penny for Nadia. It's always penny here. Absolutely, Thomas. Bad penny is a collocation. A bad penny is a penny that's not a real penny. Have you ever had a coin in your change which it's not? It belongs to another. It looks like a coin in your currency, but it's not. Anam penny. We don't have pennies anymore. No, we don't have pennies anymore either in the UK. But a bad penny. This bloke is a bad penny. This man is a bad penny. Okay, it's a problem that comes up that appears again and again. Is like a bad penny. It keeps popping up like a bad penny, to turn up like a bad penny. Well done, Anam. Lovely to have you, Anam Chowdhury. Lovely to see you. A penny for your thoughts. Tell me what you're thinking. Gesh disagrees and says the debate between biologists is now moving further to look at how improving nutrition could affect antisocial behaviour. 5 cents short. He's 5 cents short of $1. So, among and effect for White Stripes, among and effect for Oksana, among and effect for Nina, among and effect for Alex, among and effect for Julia, among and effect for Nadia, among and effect for VK. This is very good. This is very good. So between doesn't work. Between needs to be a symmetrical position between 2 points. Stella goes for penny for the last one, and that would be correct. The debate between. It could be between if it's directly in a symmetrical position. In the very center of 4 points could be between, but among says that this is not symmetric. Yeah. And affect with, okay, so it's got to be among. It's among for Anam, Hayamin, among for Sergei. Affect is a verb, effect is a noun. Yes, generally. Although you can effect change with an EVK. So VK, the new Prime Minister is effecting with an E change. So it can be a verb, but it's very unusual. Among and affect. Chaya, as VK says, affect is normally a verb, effect is normally a noun. Yes, it can. Debate between would also be the choice. If there were two of something, like two schools of thought. Exactly. Yeah, between the yes and the no biologists. But this is debate among. There are lots of different points of view. Yeah, between says 2 points of view, as Alex says. Among, there are various different ones. Could affect, could change, to affect, to cause effect to. To effect, could cause antisocial behaviour. That's very nice. White stripes. Okay. Could cause, but affect, could change, could have influence on. Influence behaviour. Yes. Yes, so rain can affect a famine. A politician by quick action can affect a crisis, can induce. So it's affect, Stella, yes. Okay, we got the next one already in. If affect is normally a verb meaning to produce an effect on, effect is a noun meaning a change that results when something is done or happened. Good, Nadia. So, we got predicting from Oksana and Nina and Sergei and Julia. One of the problems with criminal justice data is that very few of the factors are good at envisioning, predicting, figuring, divining rates of crime. But lead is predicting for Nadia. Okay, to envision, you shut your eyes and you imagine how your project is going to be when it's finished. Or to envision something is to shut your eyes and see the whole thing completed when in your eyes. We've got figuring. Okay, so Chaya, in figuring out. In foreseeing, yes, Wolfman, definitely. So, figuring out. Yes, figuring out would work exactly. That's why figuring is there. Divining. Divination. This is looking into your crystal ball. Predicting is with evidence. We've got predicting from Sergei and Julia and Nadia and Alex. Predicting from VK. Okay, so figuring out in predicting crime rates, predicting rates of crime. But lead is. He divined my thoughts. Yes. He looked in the crystal ball and knew what I was thinking. Woolpool Reyes says the data is now so good that she is finding that police and policymakers in the US are getting, catching, taking, adopting, picking it more seriously. So, to something seriously. So we've already got some good answers here. This is a collocation as well. So taking for Oksana and Nina and White Stripes. Hate to be stupid. No, don't worry. But isn't it a paradox? If you create a negative impact on something bad. Yeah, definitely. If you create a negative impact, you worsen the situation. Definitely. Negative impact is making it worse. Not wearing masks will have a negative impact on the situation. So taking for Nadia, taking for Sergey, taking for Julia. Yakut, lovely to see you. Take it seriously, says Yakut. Taking it seriously for VK. Thomas Beckett says taking it seriously. Absolute. Taking it for seriously. Laying it at the foundation of their strategies. Predicting, yes, Stella, that's it. That's good, Stella. Taking it more seriously. Yeah, you take something seriously. This is a collocation as well. Taking for Alexander. Whoa, this is a long one. I don't think lead is the whole story, but given the broad worldwide exposure and the evidence that we have now, Samuel Beckett. Okay, the evidence that we have now of how oppositely, incompatibly, adversely, contradictorily lead can affect behaviour, it makes sense that lead is an important part of the story. Okay, so adversely for Nina and Oksana, adversely for Sergey and White Stripes. Adversely affected, very good. Negative impact, adversely affected. Adversely for Nadia, that's a good comment, Alex. Adversely for Julia, adverse for Thomas Beckett. Adversely for Chaya, adversely for VK. Hostile effect. How hostile. A hostile effect. I don't think I would say a hostile effect, Sergey. This has a hostile effect. I don't think so, Sergey. Okay, so to take effect, good. Taking it is the right one. That's for Stella. Adversely for Annam. Detrimentally, how detrimentally lead can affect. It needs to be an adverb because it's modifying this effect here. Good, I'm glad, Nadia. The egregious effect, good. Taking it more seriously, yes, Stella. You okay, you need to get used to it. Okay, so how oppositely, no, how incompatibly, how adversely, in a negative way, to contradict, to say no, yes, no. Okay. And all of us born in the 1960s and 70s, that's me, were uncovered, disclosed, exposed, sensitive to high levels of lead, but we are not all violent criminals. You can see the effect in Saskatoon. However, soon you're one of us. Exposed. Thank you, Oksana. Wonderful to have you. See you on Thursday. All my love. Take care of yourself and be safe. Exposed for Sergei, exposed for White Stripes, exposed for Alexander, exposed for VK, exposed for Nadia, exposed for Alex. Okay, yes, exposed. Also, look at this too, yeah? Exposed for Julia, exposed for Thomas Beckett. Exposed to for Chaya, absolutely. Sensitive to. Exposed for Anam. Good work, Anam. Exposed to, definitely. We were exposed to. Uncovered to, disclosed to. You disclose information. You disclose a secret. Okay, it also means, so exposure, yeah, you are exposed to radiation, you're exposed to lead pollution, you're exposed to the elements, yeah, but to expose. Yeah, the journalist exposes the scandal. Adversely, well, lead can affect behaviour. Yes, Stella. Exposed to. Subject to. Yes. Subject to. Subjected to. But if you had to guess if someone was going to commit a crime, I would think that their childhood led coverage, exposure, reception, extent would be helpful to me in making a guess. And here we go again. Exposure. Exposure for White Stripes. Exposure for Chaya. Exposure for Thomas. Exposure for Sergei. So yes, Sergei, a journalist could expose a story. Is also for people born in the noughts. Exposure to. Exposure for Nadia. Exposure is correct. Yes, it is, Alex. Exposure for Anam. Okay, so we've got it 2 times in a row. Yes, because this is the very end of the article. Exposed to and exposure. I think you're right, Alexander. I think they should have found a different word, but it was exposure again. Okay, I'm going to give you one of the next one. The walls of houses were made of lead in my village. Wow. We're exposed to, exactly, Stella. So the new one. Is nuclear power gaining energy? This we're just going to do the first one. So this is saying we're exposed. Exactly, Stella. A. So is nuclear power becoming more popular? And this is the one we are going to do next. So here's the first question linked to this. That didn't work. Okay, there we go. Your water pipes are lead. Yes, but notice. Okay, Wolfman. Yes, your water pipes are lead. But the point is, this lead in petrol was in the form of tetraethyl lead, which was a gas which contained lead that you could inhale. And lead is not very soluble in water. It's not good having lead pipes, Wolfman. Yeah, but this was quite a lot more serious. So a decade ago, it seemed as though the global nuclear industry was in an incurable, irreversible, constant, absolute decline. Okay, this is going to be a great question. I can see it coming. Irreversible for Sergei, constant for Nina, constant for Thomas Becket, absolute for Alex, irreversible for Adnam, irreversible for Chaya, irreversible decline for Stella, constant for Nadia, irreversible for Alexander, absolute for Yakut, irreversible for VK, irreversible for Julia, constant for White Stripes, irreversible for Nadia. Okay, so an absolute decline. But an absolute decline is either vertical, it stops completely, or it goes to zero. Hi Nightingale. An absolute I don't like at all. An absolute decline. No, it doesn't sound good. Now, what about constant? Well, let's look at incurable. Okay, incurable decline. You could do nothing about it, I guess. Normally, I would say in terminal decline. That works very nicely. But you see, I would say was in constant decline, not in a constant decline. Incurable disease, exactly, Alexander, was in constant decline, not in a constant decline. It was in constant decline without a. It was constantly declining, and therefore it's irreversible. Irreversible, cannot be changed, cannot go back. Hello, Prayerson Parmar, lovely to have you. So it was an irreversible decline. And I'm going to stop there, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute, no Nina, not absolute. An absolute decline, an irreversible decline. It's something that it's going down and down and you can't bring it up again. But, well, it has changed. An absolute decline. Absolute decline means it disappears completely. I wouldn't use an absolute decline at all. Effect is a very look more deeply into the word. Effect can be both a noun and a verb. Thank you all of you for coming. It's been brilliant having you. It's been a very enjoyable class. Thank you, Prayerson. Soon I'm going to shave it again. But normally at Christmas I shave it. So let's see. Bye Chaya, thanks. Thank you, Nadia. So next stream is on Thursday, which is the 28th of November at 3:30 p.m. UK time. So, because my name is also Alexander, he affected a French accent. He affected a very good answer. Yeah, it's great, Alexander. It's good to have a sense of humour. So thank you all for coming. It's been brilliant having you all. Thank you to Alex. Thank you to Alexander. Thank you to Anam. Thank you to Chaya. Thank you to Julia. Thank you to Nadia and Nightingale and Nina. Thank you to Prayerson and Stella. And thank you to Thomas. And thank you to VK and Wolfman and Yakut and Sergey and Julia. And thank you to White Stripes. It's brilliant having you all here. Thank you all for coming. You're a wonderful lot. Thank you, Nightingale. I'm glad you learnt Anam. Thank you for coming, Thomas Becket. It's my pleasure having you here, Manisco. Thank you for coming as well. Thank you, Nina. It's great to have you. Okay, so let me put this here. Alex's of the world unite. I quite agree with you, Alex. Okay, so take care, all of you, and I will see you on Thursday with a bit of luck. So take care and